Good afternoon, everyone. We'll give everybody a chance to get in, but I didn't want to keep you all waiting. We are still waiting for some more of our parents to join and for Dr. Evans to join us from another meeting. So we'll just wait for a little while, but I did want to go on and let you in and give you a good afternoon, good evening, rather.
Good evening. Evening. In the interest of, as some of you may know, our superintendent is in the Bay School Board meeting right now, and he has just announced that our school district will be virtual for the fall. And so many of the items we prepared to discuss tonight will be shifting. And so, again, our school is completely virtual this fall. Okay, what are the benefits of that for our program? We are situated differently than than every other school actually in Jackson Public Schools, in that our school has the one-to-one initiative. No other school or program has that currently, and that is the aim of the district, is to make all schools and all programs one-to-one. So the advantage is that all of our scholars have a laptop to be able. The superintendent also announced that the start of school will move from August 10th to August 12th. Now, for Tougaloo, that's going to be a little different, and we'll discuss more at more deeply as the in the coming week. But Tougaloo courses start on August the 6th. And so our students would need to be logging in, and we've got to work to get them set up in the system for our freshmen. One college course, that's the freshman experience or student success, on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I believe that course is at 2:00. And so they will need to start logging on to that course on August the 6th. Thank you to everyone who sent your updated email address. There were many people who said that they wanted to change their email address or remove email addresses from the list. And so Ms. Fleming has worked really hard to create a new distribution list so that you won't get those reply alls back. And so that's a great thing. And so using that distribution list on Monday. On Mondays, between now and the start of school, you'll get an update from me. I think it's important that we keep our communication flowing, especially in this very fluid environment. And I'm a JPS parent. I am a JPS parent. I have 2 high school students, and it's important for me to understand what back to school will look like for my children. And I can only imagine that it's important for you as well. One of the most about being a principal is that over the years, and this is my 20th year in education, is that families they have told me that they really trust that their child will be well taken care of under my leadership and the leadership of the teams I've served with. And that really means a lot to me. And it's not something that we take lightly. It's something that is a part of my personal mission. And so I want you to feel comfortable about this experience. So although I literally goes probably in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Our school is already poised to begin school and start school strong. I hope that you saw through our summer bridge program that we plan to have standards-based instruction. We still plan to have collaboration. We still plan to have that family environment. All of those things that make our school unique, with the speakers, with the ISPs, those individualized success plans, helping students to find professions that they're interested in, getting mentoring and doing internships with those industry professionals, field trips, virtual or those things we plan to continue. And I hope that you got a glimpse of that. We've received some emails today from students and parents thanking us for the summer bridge, saying how much they enjoyed it. And they are so proud to be a part of our family. And that family atmosphere is what we envisioned when we sat around the table and said, how can we create the ideal school? And while we're not there yet, I hope that you see evidence that we're working to make sure that we can do all that we can do with your help to create the ideal environment. Okay, so again, school has the start of school for JPS classes will begin on August the 12th, but the start of Tougaloo classes will begin on August the 6th. So it's important that every child has their laptop working, and that we can get the information to you about how to log into those classes once Tougaloo releases it, and they have not released that yet. And so it's important that you do check your emails. I want to thank you for bearing with us as you received all of those many emails over the last couple of weeks. But again, this completely online is new for us all. And we wanted to be able to test some things out in this small setting so that the kinks can be worked out. We can perfect some things in the coming weeks, and we'll be ready to go when school starts. So thank you for your support of our summer bridge, making sure that the students were in class on time, that they were truly engaged. And thank you to all of the parents who were able to make it to our 11 o'clock presentations for field trip day. And so the way that classes will work for virtual learning, your child has received a schedule at least for a day. Ms. Fleming will send all parents the complete schedule. Now that we know the learning options, it'll be a lot more simple. And we did this in the fall. And so your child will get the complete schedule for A day and B day. When they return to school on the 12th, that's going to be an A day. And so they will report to their homeroom teacher's class. The teachers may or may not be teaching in the building, but at any rate, just like they have done for summer bridge, their challenge and my charge to them is to create standards-based instruction standards. Those are the things that the state of Mississippi says that our students should know and should be able to do to prove that they can perform on grade level or above. And those are the things that I mean by standards. And that's a list of skills and of content and the ability that they should be able to perform with at the end of the school year. And so we expect that students will be preparing, teachers will be preparing our students to perform at proficient and advanced levels, even in this virtual environment. So standards-based instruction is something that you should see. Intervention will still be going on. Students who receive services such as 504 plans or individualized education programs, we will be honoring those. Speech services and all of those things will still occur. Marian counseling, school-based counseling, all of those things will still occur in this virtual environment. And so we look forward to a new school year in a different way. One of the things that I say that hopefully other people will agree that innovation is important, and our school's vision is to become a top-ranked model school of innovation. And this is the time where we get to push ourselves to grow in that area, to actually do what we said we were founded to do. And so I'm excited about the online environment. It makes me happy to be able to be a leader in such a time as this, to be a part of a group facing something that's never been faced before. But I am confident that with the support of all of our parents, with all of our team members, our faculty and staff, and definitely with the support of my babies, the students, we're going to show the world what virtual education should look like. And then when we get a chance to move back to face, we're definitely going to rock it. So we want you to be confident that the school year is still going to be fabulous. We're still going to have social events. We're still going to have virtual parties, all of the things that make school fun. We're going to incorporate them as well. And so I'm going to pause to give you the opportunity to ask questions. But again, students will be logging into their classes following their schedule at the designated times. And we will give you the times for the classes, like log in at 8 and the next class, the breaks in between. So we will send all of that to you before school starts, but they will be following their schedule at home. And remember, Tougaloo courses start on August the 6th. And so they will need to follow that schedule as well. And that class will be on Mondays and Wednesdays because it's a 2-hour class. A really cool thing is in December, your child will have college credits. And there are high school seniors that don't have any college credits and won't have any throughout the state. So they will be a part of the minority of students who have college credits. And your child will have them at 14 or 15 years old. So that's really, really cool. So they will have 2 college credits by December, and then they will get 3 more by May. And so they'll have 5 college credits by the end of this school year, which is pretty awesome. And then the next school year, like Ms. Fleming presented on Tuesday, they will earn 12 to 18 more. And that will be, their first semester of college will be done by their sophomore year. So those are things to look forward to. As the ACT shifts, because the ACT is required for our students, or the AccuPlacer, I'm going to work with Tougaloo College to see if they will be offering the AccuPlacer. The AccuPlacer is a test that can be used instead of the ACT. So we want to have ACT scores, but we also want to be able to have all of our students take the AccuPlacer, because they have to make the required score to take college classes. Again, that's why it's important that they log on every day. That's why it's important that they show their faces and that they are engaged and they are really dialed in during class time, because if they are not able to make the required test scores, then they kind of cap out. They cannot continue in our program because they won't be eligible to take those college courses that have an ACT requirement. And there are a few that don't have an ACT requirement, and those are the ones in their freshman year, and some of those during their sophomore year. So one good piece of news is that 100% of our students so far have met the requirements, either by ACT or AccuPlacer. Again, it doesn't matter what grades they made last year. That's okay. There are a variety of reasons students make the grades. What does matter is the energy that they bring to class, their focus, their time management, and their effort. Now that matters. So even if they made all D's last year, it's okay. It's not okay to do that this year. All students must maintain a B or above average in all classes. And so we believe that when they earn that B or above average in all classes, they will be well prepared to meet the demands of any test. To me, the instruction is what's most important, and the test, the performance will come by way of strong academic performance in the classroom. So again, 100% of our students, even students who had made all F's until they came to our school, they have made the ACT requirement, or they have met the AccuPlacer score requirement to continue. So that's good news. Again, we need their effort, their focus, their time, their attention, and for them to turn assignments in on time. And that is going to be something we need your help with. One of the things that we did while we were out term 4, and I haven't met with the staff because, again, I just got this news about completely virtual, but I believe we will continue to do this. We posted a weekly overview, a weekly instructional overview. And what that did was it listed all the classes your child takes, and then it listed all of the assignments that they would have for that week. And we posted it on our website. I also emailed it to parents. So now, as a parent, I'm armed with what items my child should be completing that week. So a lot of times I know students, even my own children, I'll say, okay, do you have homework? They say, yes, ma'am, I already did it. Or we didn't have any homework. And I don't have a way to fact check. I want to make sure there's no fake news. So with that weekly instruction, when they say, oh, I already did it, oh, you can say, okay, well, show me right here your virtual lab that you have for Miss Chapman, or show me your common lit assignment that you had for Miss Bilal, or show me the essay that you did for Mrs. James. You can at least make sure that it's done. And so that's a big part of student success. And in my 20 years, what I saw over, and I've worked at several schools, a school with no special program. I was a principal in an APAC school, at an IB school, and now in an early college high school. And what I see is not a deficiency in ability or talent, lack of follow through. I just didn't turn it in. I forgot to do it. I tried to rush and get it done like on the bus. So if we can work together and you can make sure that they have those assignments done and submitted on time, I believe that we can help our children achieve at high levels. For our freshman class, cohort 1, when they came in, believe at the end of that year, the freshman, your child, and again, ACT is evolving. There will be currently there will be face-to-face sites, and I believe ACT is working to have an at-home model for you to be able to test at home. The AP exams, they were some of the front runners, and the AP exams actually did occur at home this May. And so the ACT is working on an at-home version. So our district, they honored our request because we believe students are going to be held accountable for achieving certain ACT scores, that they need that exposure to the ACT environment. And we need baseline scores, and then we need interim scores. We need ACT scores to help track their progress. So the students will be taking the ACT twice. It's our plan. We've done it every year, once in the fall and once in the spring. And the fall will give us their baseline scores. Again, we'd like to have that test done in December, because in December and in June, when you take the ACT, you can buy something called a test information release. TIR is how it's listed on their website, for about $25. And that is a copy of the ACT. You get all the questions your child was asked, all the correct answers, and then the answer your child chose. And then we would need a copy of that, because the children will have an ACT prep class, and we'll use that information to help strengthen those weaknesses and to continue to help get their scores higher in their highest areas. So we had students, I believe, from our cohort 1, the first year, I think the highest score was a 24. Last year, we had many of our freshmen score 20 or above. It's almost like a competition. They own their scores. We always have a wall of fame up. Our counselor, Ms. Fleming, keeps up with that. They encourage each other and have study groups, because we are in a family environment. And it's a friendly competition, not an I'm better than you, but how much can we grow together? And so they're really only competing against themselves. They want to beat the score that they made the first time. And so I believe our highest score right now, and remember last year we only had freshmen and sophomores, the highest scores were 29, some with 27, lots with 26s. They do very well in the ACT preparation classes, get them in that mode of practicing for the ACT every day. And so not only do we want students to be successful in our program, I think that's just what good schools do. What is most important to us is that we produce caring, confident, self-assured people who are poised to be agents of change. They can go into their communities and make a difference. They can change the lives of their families, that they can be entrepreneurs, they can be owners and not just consumers, and that they will be the best in their field. And we also hope for all of our students to get we want all of our students to earn scholarships to college, because again, this program was developed over 15 years ago, nationwide, nationally, to really help students who are in underrepresented populations in college. So who are the students that typically don't go to college or they don't graduate from college? And that's why they develop these early college high schools, so that you can give them an earlier start, and then they will have support because they will be in a small environment where they couldn't hide or fall through the cracks, that they would be noticed and nurtured to success. And so those students would be first generation college students. If you'll be the first person in your family to go to college, or the first person to graduate from college. It would also be minority students, students of color, Black and brown children. And there's some other indicators that we're looking for. So we have a variety of ability levels at our school. It's not all the valedictorians, and the valedictorians are not, those are not the students we aimed to recruit. Those could be students who are here. But our goal is to take any student who is highly motivated and well behaved and can have time management, is willing to put forth the effort to help them achieve their goals and dreams, starting with graduating with a college degree and getting that college paid for. And so we work really, really hard with students to be prepared to do that. And so, again, for those of you who all are just joining, I announced that the superintendent was in a board meeting when this meeting started, and just announced that our district will be completely virtual for the fall, and then the district will make a decision about the spring, but there will be no hybrid, there will be no face-to-face instruction for the fall. Our entire district will be virtual. Again, that's no problem for us, because as you see from Summer Bridge, all of our students have laptops. The teachers are prepared to have online instruction in a meaningful way, where it will be the same quality or better, is what I'm hoping for, online, that it won't just be watch this video, do this online assignment, except some of the classes are actually online classes, because that's a part of the JPS profile. As you go to college, you have to be able to take online courses. And so through Edgenuity, there are some courses that are designed to be online for that purpose. Classes like psychology and sociology, they occur online. And so I'm going to, again, stop so that you can ask questions, and I'm going to do my best to answer them. And if I don't know the answer, then I'll just get the answer, and then I'll get it back to you. So at this time, I'll entertain questions.
Well, Dr. Evans, I think you pretty much probably answered my question. So if the children are going virtual, and then the learning platform, you guys are using G Suite, you're going to use Google Classroom and Canvas?
Yes.
Okay, so how does that translate to the students? Is it just uploaded texts and assignments, or at some point will the teachers upload like instructional videos?
Oh, the teachers are going to be on there just teaching. Were you able to sit in or see some of the classes this week?
I did. So
yeah,
they're going to platform, but not with Zoom, but just with Google Meet.
Google Meet is like the same. It's the same thing as Zoom. It's just video conferencing, just like this. And so they will be actually teaching their lessons virtually, just with a camera pointed at them. So it won't just be a module. It won't be just a computer-based program that you can buy. We are expecting our teachers to actually teach their class as if they were all in the physical room.
Okay. And so, and I know you probably can't speak for that for the other schools, especially the middle schools, but since everyone is virtual, the expectations for them to still, for the instructors to follow suit?
I can't say that. I can only speak for this school. What I do know is that every school is not equipped the same. No other school already has laptops distributed. No other school has 100% of the laptops in right now. I know that the world is ordering laptops because everybody's going virtual because of this virus, and it's you're having to wait for them to come in. So we as of today, we are the only school that's ready to start 100% virtual on August the 6th, which is the first day of school for Tougaloo, and then August the 12th, which is the new start day for JPS. Our times are 8 to 3:35. 8 to 3:35 are instructional hours. 8 to 3:35 every day. And so again, you'll get a schedule. You have the classes and the orders, but you'll get the times of those classes sent now that we need to modify our schedule for an online environment.
Okay. Okay. And last question for clarity, and I apologize, y'all. So I
received no problem. Other people probably were wondering too.
So I received the email about the, so do we need to go back into the registration and just change a virtual, or at this point it's just moved? At
this point, the district has chosen for everybody, so you don't need to do anything else.
Okay. Thank you.
Now, if somebody moved to Jackson recently, and remember, you all have to enroll at your home school. It's very important because we can't see them. And so, yes, lunchtime is going to be incorporated. Of course, break times are going to be incorporated. Well, when we did this in the fall, and we did it just like you saw, in the spring when we were out the fourth term, we had hours, and we had hours scheduled for to make sure that they could have lunch. We even had like after school tutorial time still. We treat it just like regular school, except there's just a camera on us. So again, all of those things will be sent out. We also considered the fact that these are teenagers and they don't want to be sitting on their computer for 6 straight hours in a row, and we expect them to not go to sleep or not be on Snapchat. So we will build in those Snapchat breaks so that they can because and I always tell the students, and they'll tell you, because they your babies will do it too. They'll start giving me my directions, and I'm supposed to follow them, and I try to meet their needs. They will. I always say, this is what I need from you. Now tell me what you need from me so you can give me what I need. And I need for them to be engaged in these classes. I need for them to get up and get dressed for class. I need them to treat this. I'm at home right now. I was driving to try to make sure I can leave work and be here by 5. But I'm at home right now, and I don't have a bonnet on, and I don't have my robe on. You know, I'm dressed for work even though I'm at home. And I want them, we are preparing them to go to work and be the CEOs, to be the CFOs, to be these brilliant people. I heard today some people want to be engineers, they want to be scientists. We want teachers to come to work with your pajamas on. So at least at the top, I need them to be dressed. I at least need the top part to be dressed and the hair to be combed, and you treat it like school. And I'm telling you, all are going to be surprised by how you're going to say, man, I didn't know they could do all this online. Okay, so we always do post our meetings on the website, and the old ones are on our website too. There are tabs at the top now, and I think it's listed by class. So it'll be like freshman information. So if you ever miss a meeting, then you can just go back and watch it. Or if you forgot something, or if you know of somebody that says, I didn't get it, you can go back on our website. We try to keep everything there. And like I said, one thing that we do that's unique, I know at first the teachers thought it was elementary. We do homework assignment sheets like when we're physically at school, like you do in elementary, where they write their homework down, and any grades that they got, the teachers put it on the paper and we sign it and they sign it. We do that, and that's why they make good grades. And the grades really went up the first 9 weeks that we were in existence. The students did not do well. And it was because of they were teenagers and they had other priorities, and they sometimes forget to tell their parents the truth about their work. And so when we instituted the homework assignment sheets that they fought because it felt elementary to them, we would have over 90% of the students on honor roll. And so it just strengthens our partnership because the students don't know, but they need us. They need their parents to know, you know, do you have your homework done? Why you didn't do your homework? Why are you on that game? And the homework's not done. Get that homework done first. And it really, 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 really helped. We had, I know, we had one for having a 3.0 or above and one for having a 4.0 or above. You know, we are on a 4.0 means you have all A's, but because our students take advanced placement classes, these dual enrollment classes, we are on a 5.0 grading scale. So that means for students who are not in those honors classes, the highest grade point average they can get is the 4.0. The highest grade point average our students can get is a 5.0. So think about how the 4.67 GPA. And again, we hope that in 2024 for your child, I hope that all 7 valedictorians at all the high schools come from the early college high school. Other questions? The laptops. Monday between, I think I sent you all 10 and 2. Today was the day Mrs. Moda was there if you had computer issues. But Monday 2, you can stop back by the office. If there's anybody who didn't get, I think all the 9th graders got their laptops. But if there's anybody who didn't get a laptop, you can come. Remember, I kept emailing you all saying, keep that white copy, your receipt. You keep your receipt because that's the only way we can give you your $40 back. Some people came today. If they came to get their laptop fixed today, we gave them their $40 back if they had that receipt. And that's a state auditor rule. So that's not, we made it up. That's for auditing purposes. And so if we don't get your white copy receipt and we give you the money back, Dr. Evans has to pay JPS that money back. And Dr. Evans can't do that. So
or Mrs. Sattler will have to pay it back.
I don't want to hear Mrs. Sattler say that. So if you bring the receipt between 10 and 2 on Monday, you can get your $40 back. Other questions?
On her laptop, she didn't have a cover on it. Were they supposed to have covers?
No. All of my 9th graders were okay. So before this pandemic, you know, I am the biggest advocate for our students. They always say, Evans, it's more schools than your school in the district, but I only serve at one. And so we had made plans to order laptops. We got the first year we had the Chromebooks that your children have now. They don't need a laptop because the Chromebooks are designed for the outer portion to be its case, to be its shell. So they're not designed for a case. We ordered this past school year Lenovo laptops, not Chromebooks, because the Chromebooks do have more functionality and they can work if the internet is down. Because we did not have enough, because the laptop orders have not come in, we don't have enough actual laptops for my 9th graders. I end up switching those out though, so that your child will exchange the Chromebook for a laptop when they come in. And the laptops, the Lenovo laptops, do require the problem is to log into the Chromebook, you have to have a JPS email address and already be in a database. We have 3 students that have transferred from another district and they can't be in a database until after the first day of school. You know, if you work in the school system, they talk about these E1 codes. On the first day of school, when children show up to school, you have to give them a state code to say they are present, they are here. When that code is given, then the next day, overnight, they will show up in our database. So there are 3 students who are not in our database and won't be in our database now until August the 13th. So in order for them to have a laptop that works, we had to give them a Lenovo laptop. So those 3 students have actual laptops and not the Chromebook, because they have no way to log into the Chromebook. They also have no way to log into Canvas, because Canvas requires you to be in the JPS data. As we're planning our instruction, then that means on the first day of school, we won't require them to log into a system that they can't. We will have another method of capturing the information for the 3 students that can't. But on the 13th, then everybody will be on an even playing field. No, it'll be the 12th, because for JPS, so just Tougaloo students. For JPS, they're just JPS students. So in the chat, somebody asked, will the E1 codes be given on the 6th? No, because at that time, they're still not officially JPS students. They will be Tougaloo students though. And on the 12th, they will become JPS students. So that's why I'm saying when plans are released, we at our school can't just listen only to the superintendent's message. I have to download all that information up here in our team. Then I got to go listen to Dr. Walters. They had a town hall meeting for Tougaloo yesterday. I got to download all that information for Tougaloo. Then our team has to sit down and merge them. Then I have to download from Mississippi State, the RCU, what they say early colleges should be like. So there's 3 different governing bodies that make us who we are. And so we got to put all those together. So there will be some Tougaloo may have these on holidays that JPS is out, and JPS may have class on days that Tougaloo is out. Tougaloo is going to get out of school at the beginning of November in school. So we're going to be navigating both worlds, but that's okay, because it won't seem so separate, because our school we have done a pretty good job of communicating. So it feels like one thing. So for our school starts on August the 6th, but for your state, it starts but with just one class on Monday and that same class on Wednesday, student success. And all of them are in the same class together. Okay, let's see, were there other questions?
Yeah, I was at the meeting for 11 o'clock, and you talked about using Google Meet for everything for class assignments. Does this
for the video portion, for like what we're doing now, you log in code, but it would be to Google Meet instead of Zoom, just for the video portion.
So Zoom won't be used anymore. Is that what you're trying to say?
That's exactly right. That's exactly right. There are some student data issues that our legal department has determined that Zoom will not be the best platform for our district to move forward with for the video portion of classes. So we will be using Google Meet. And again, I'm going to send information to you about that. The teachers are going to set up their Google Meet classes. We use Google Meet all of the 4th and 9th weeks. So our teachers are familiar with it, but we need to get your child familiar with it. The 3 students who are entering our district probably can't log in, because we log in through our JPS Clever website, so they won't be able to log in either until the 13th. So we'll be sensitive to that for school to start. I think it's important that we know that. Like, I think our school pays a lot of attention to these small, so that we're just not going through preparation for school without thinking of all these variables that will impact learning for some students. We needed to know, what if we would have just given everybody a Chromebook because that was our plan, and we wouldn't have realized, oh, these students won't be able to log in, or these students can't get in Canvas. So if we take attendance through Canvas, they can't do it that way. So we've got to figure out an alternative solution for the 3 students that are entering our family, and we will communicate that to you. But you'll get more information about Google Meet, and we will Google Meet assignment for the students between now and school starting, just so that they can practice using it. And those other 3 students, that's okay because we'll get them caught up. But Google Meet will be, and we challenged those 3 students who were in a different district last year to do some research, and Miss Chapman is going to help us by sending some videos out to those students about how to navigate through Google Meet, because she did a training for us in March. Other questions? Let's see. With these changes, we're having another bridge for a few days to get ready for Google Meet. So with these changes, are we having another bridge? We are not having another bridge. We're going to use this time to actually get prepared and get our teachers trained during the next couple of weeks. And there are a lot of logistics that have to happen. Actually, the summer is busier than the actual school year. So there are lots of things that occur that people don't even realize to make a school run. And our school, literally, since we don't at traditional high schools, we have to do by hand, register for college. There's some forms that you're going to get for that as well that we're going to need you to complete and sign. We've got to get all of you all acclimated to Canvas. Canvas is how they will be submitting their assignments. And don't forget that the next freshman night is Tuesday, the 28th at 6 o'clock for all freshmen throughout the district at their school online. And the focus is going to be Canvas, so students will know how to use Canvas. Miss Chapman is on the line, and she doesn't know that I'm going to ask her to help us lead that conversation. Also integrate some Google Meet in there for next Tuesday. So what we might do is send you a new link for Tuesday through Google Meet. And it'll come in an email. You just click on it like you did now. You can also use a meeting ID and a password just like Zoom. It'll just be through another platform. And that can help all of us get any anxiety out about what, it'll help all of us get rid of any anxiety about moving to this new platform deal. You just click on a different link. So that's what we'll probably do. I'll ask our team to get me a link, and it'll be in the Monday memo. And you'll just log in for our freshman, our Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and we'll send you a new link because the focus will be Canvas and Google Meet. And then we have another freshman, the last freshman orientation part, August the 4th, the following Tuesday, which we'll talk about supports. So mental health and wellness, marrying counseling, school-based counseling. What do you do if the child is struggling? What if they are just struggling in general with being a teenager? What if they are not doing well academically, or what if they're not doing well socially? What if there's been a divorce in the family, or they've had to cope with a death, or they have an illness that they are having to well, we want to put our arms around them and be there to help guide them through that and coach them up so that they can be encouraged and feel empowered even in those situations. And so since we want to put our arms around them, we call those wraparound services. And those wraparound services will be discussed on August the 4th. It will also include what intervention will look like. And again, intervention at our school doesn't mean students are failing. It could mean they have a 79, but an 80 average classes is required to be in our program. We also give out, we are required to give out probation letters. So if your child is not doing well, and the district requires us to give out a probation letter with a second report card. So second report cards come out in January. So that means we're required to give a probation letter that says your child is not meeting the expectations with behavior, with attendance, or grades. And it'll say what the grades are. It'll say they missed this many days. It'll say they've had these kind of behavior infractions or whatever. They'll be on probation. We're required to give that out in January. And then in May, we are required to give out a letter that says your child will not be able to return if they did not meet the guidelines by May. That's what the district requires. What we do, we can't wait till January because then it's too really for many people to do something about it. So we give out pre-probation letters as well in October. If your child is missing the mark in some classes or with behavior or with attendance, you're going to get a pre-probation letter that says, hey, we need you to help us get them on point before the end of this semester, before the end of this 9 weeks, before the end of the semester, so that they won't be on probation. So you give a formal letter in October. We also have parent conferences, which will occur using, we probably still will use Zoom for parent meetings. And those things will happen as we see them. So if by midterm, if we see in September that there are some challenges, then we're going to call a meeting and we're going to have that. So we believe in meetings. We believe, and not just for the sake of meetings, because all of us have things to do, but we really believe in collaborating and no surprises. We don't want you to say, I thought they were doing fine. I want you to know how they're doing and be a part of the process to help them achieve their goal. If they're struggling, that's okay. It's just not okay for them to stay there. So we have a role in helping to pull them up. The students have a role in helping to pull them up. And then the parents in their village all have a role in helping to pull them up. Other questions?
Yeah. What about doctor's appointments? What if they have to, miss a little bit of instructional time just because they have a doctor's appointment? Will there be a way for any missed instructional hours?
Yes, and we'll still ask that you send in the same artifacts. Send us a copy of the doc. You can take a picture of it and email Mrs. Sadler, our office manager, the one who collected the $40, that you would still send it to her. We are also looking at some other options, but this is one thing that we can't waive. We ask that they don't miss any college classes. Don't schedule the appointment at days or Wednesdays at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3 o'clock. We simply just ask that you don't miss those. We also ask that if at all possible, appointments are made outside of the school day. Again, our students at this school will be doing 9th and 10th grade, basically in the 9th grade, 11th and 12th grade in the 10th grade. They'll be done with graduation requirements, basically by the end of 10th grade, so that in 11th grade, they're completely Tougaloo students. Even the focus that it's going to take for them to be able to do that. And our students do it and they love it and they enjoy it. And our juniors are completely Tougaloo students and they're excited about going to all college classes. We don't teach 11th and 12th graders at all. They go to all college classes. So for them to do 9th and 10th grade in 1 year, they don't need to miss school. So appointments, and some doctors don't give you that flexibility, and we understand that. But as much as we can, we really do hope that you'll take advantage of Columbus days and Labor days if offices are open, or at 4 o'clock or whatever time, outside of the school day. We just ask that they don't miss at all the college courses, because again, if they fail the college course, or they don't earn this B average that we're asking them to, they will be removed from the program. They cannot fail a college course because the district is paying their tuition. So we need for them to be in the class so that they can be successful. And we haven't had a problem with that overall for our students. They understand that. The students will graduate as of today from their home school. Now, there was discussion at the Mississippi Department of Education about making all early colleges a real technical school, giving them a school code. Giving them a school code would allow them to publish the academic performance. Like we would be A rate. Other schools might get a B, a C, or a D, but we don't speak that language. We would get a letter grade A. And that doesn't exist for all early colleges right now. Last year, the 6 early college high schools in the state, and every year before that, they could choose to be a program or a school. A program means the students are still attached to a home school and they graduate from that home school, but they attend their classes at the early college. So on paper, they belong to another school. In actuality, they attend the program. Other early colleges are their own school. Their students graduate from Golden Triangle. They graduated. They were the first early college in Mississippi to have a graduating class from the junior college, and they are their own school. They have a school code and they get an accountability rating. Okay, well, this year, the State Department and our legislators decided that all early colleges would become programs. They would not have a school code. So that means these other early colleges that had been a school now have to work with homeschools. Like, we can't, you can say, oh, Dr. Evans, tell me what I put on my registration. We can't see it. Oh, Dr. Evans, tell me what's in my cumulative record. It's at your home school. I need to change my phone number. You have to call Jim Hill and change your phone number. Like, we literally have no access to to change or anything with the child, because they are really a Lanier student, a Wingfield student, a Jim Hill student. And they will graduate from those schools, and they will have some kind of regalia that will identify them as early college students at their graduations for their school. And their principal will be there to shake their hand, and so will I. What makes them different is they will also graduate from Tougaloo. And you all, I had never been to a Tougaloo graduation until, I believe, till our first year. That is so moving. I mean, it's like the most beautiful thing I've ever been a part of. It's really phenomenal. And so our students will graduate from Tougaloo as Tougaloo students, not just early college high school students, but as Tougaloo students. But there is going to be lots of pomp and circumstance, lots of celebration next school year, because that will be the first class to graduate from Tougaloo with an associates. It is going to be a big deal, and they will have identification, I believe, with Tougaloo, where they will also identify for Tougaloo. Not only are they graduating with an associate's degree, but they are also early college high school students. Okay. Other questions?
Yeah, this is a follow-up to my last question. So what if their appointment is during the day?
Again, first try to avoid school hours. And if you can't avoid school hours in general, avoid the college class. So in answer to your question, if you have to make an appointment during the school day, make sure it's not at 2 o'clock, not between 2 and 3 on Mondays and Wednesdays. And if they are out, you still submit your doctor's excuse to Mrs. Sadler. The State Department is giving us guidelines that are changing and being modified about how attendance is captured and what's in virtual environments. So our district has not developed all of those steps because the announcement was just made today. So what we do know is we typically, our students cannot miss more than 3 days of school a semester. So first semester, they can't miss more than 3 days. And the second semester, they can't miss more than 3 days in order to return to our school the following year. Again, it's a commitment in time. So we do ask that parents try to avoid the during the day and if you can't avoid those, then make sure you do avoid 2 to 3 o'clock on Mondays and Wednesdays, because that's when your child is scheduled for the college class. Other questions? And we do understand that now in this environment, we did waive, in some respects, the attendance is not set in stone. They can't miss this many days anymore, because we understand due to around us, people just might be ill or family members might be ill. If they can participate virtually, we definitely encourage it. If it is where they cannot participate virtually, then that's especially when it's important. It's especially important to send in that doctor's excuse. Ms. Welchon, did you get the email that I sent out, I think on Wednesday, that asked you to complete a survey to tell us your email address? Because if you did complete that link that says name, their grade level, parent or guardian 1, 2, and 3, and then their email addresses, That's what was used to create the distribution list that we have now. If you didn't do that, we ask that you email Adrian Fleming, afleming@jackson.k12.ms.us. We ask you email her to add that on there because you won't get any more communication on that old email address. Everybody had to do the survey so that it will be in a distribution. You can email Ms. Fleming, and please go ahead and do that today because you won't be in the distribution list to get the update for Monday. Let me check the chat. Okay. Any other questions? So by the end of this program, your child will probably have probably 70, 80 college hours, been around there. Only 60 hours are required for the associate's degree at Tougaloo. They will have more than the 60 hours. They will, when they get ready to go to college, transfer from Tougaloo to stay at Tougaloo and finish at Tougaloo. Of course, we love to have them do that. But if not, if they don't choose to stay at Tougaloo, then they'll be able to take that associate's degree to whatever school they do choose to attend and carry innumerable hours. All their core courses, we worked really, really hard this year to make sure that we came up with, for you starting with your cohort courses, where Tougaloo, before Tougaloo was kind of guiding the courses that we were taking. Now we were able to have some really great collaborative meetings, and starting with your cohort, all of their general ed courses, the 30 hours of their associate's degree that are considered gen ed outside concentration, are going to be transferable. And so all of those classes will be transferable to, based on our articulation agreement is what it's called, but all the colleges and junior colleges in Mississippi have agreed to accept certain dual enrollment classes, and these classes that your baby will be taking are from that list. So we specifically chose classes to make sure that they don't lose these hours when they if they transfer, and even if they continue at Tougaloo. So I think you'll be happy with that. Let me check one more time the chat room. Okay. All right. So Ms. Molden put Ms. Fleming's email address in the chat. If you didn't get a chance to do the survey, please make sure you do send the email address. If you want you and the mother, if you're the father and you want the mother to also be on there, you can do that. If you want the updates too, because maybe you have a job where you're working and you don't have time to check the emails that frequently, you can put whoever email address you're giving permission to, then you email that to Ms. Fleming. All right, and so if there are no other questions, the next meeting that we have will be on Tuesday at 6 o'clock, and the focus will be these online environments, getting them trained and ready to begin school. So Canvas and Google Meet. Important that you do go ahead and send your email address to Ms. Fleming today, so you can be added to the distribution list, because on Monday, I'm going to send out the new link. So the link that you have before, we're going to change the links moving forward so we can practice using those online platforms that the students will be using during the school year. And that'll make things go smoothly when they start. So Monday, you have to have your email address in, or you won't know the link for the Google Meet for the new meeting. And answer some of your questions for us to get in there and use it. I like that kind of hands-on learning. Okay, so I really appreciate you all being here. I commend all of the students. They did a great job with their presentations today. Those presentations are also posted on our school website. Everything we do now is going to be on the school website. So if you missed it, you want to check out your child and what they did in their group. They had 2.5 hours to put together their presentation with their group members, and they really did a great great job, as a team, how they wanted to present the information they learned, and then to be brave enough to communicate and to speak and to do that before an audience. And those are things we think are important, and they did a great job. So we commend them for their work and for their time, and they are just so wonderful. So we are really, really excited about that, and I will see you all again Tuesday. But don't forget, if you want your $40 and you have that receipt, you bring that Monday between 10 and 2. Between 10 and 2. And if you can't make it Monday between 10 and 2, in that Monday communication that you receive, I will send you Ms. Molden's information, or Mrs. Molden will decide how appointments will go, so that you can come and get your $40 back if you have that receipt. So make sure you look for those this weekend. Make sure you have them put up and safe, because we have to have them to do the returns. So thank you again for your baby. We already love them, and I can't wait to see you on Tuesday. Y'all have a great weekend.
Thank
Be
you.
safe. You're welcome. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.